Alright. It's the final match to decide who's getting second place here in Group C. Showtime in the top right side of the map. Demour the wall. The man who honestly looked like he should, if not win, at least was set up for a very good situation in his first series. Cure fought back. Got him with some surprises. Managed to barely win the sort of base trade scenario against the Dark Templar that caught him off guard. And then in that final game, snuck his army out with a slightly off timing and barely missed the Stalkers seeing him move out. We had a chat to Showtime just before about that, and he said, yeah, you know, I figured my Stalkers were over there at a pretty good time, and that I must have just barely missed the move out, and hey, sometimes you get a bit unlucky. It is what it is. And I think that's a good attitude. No, technically, you can be tighter, right? They can be less. You could get your Stalkers out 5 seconds earlier, 10 seconds earlier, and have seen it, right? But these are not the sort of details you want to obsess over. StarCraft is a very imperfect game. There are so many things to manage. You know, you can't control everything. And sometimes it's, you know, something where I think if you try to control everything and be like, nothing should ever surprise me or catch me off guard, it's a recipe for depression, frustration, and getting tilted. Now, we are on torches right now, guys. This map does have a healing shrine on the left side of this map. It is a non-girdled healing shrine. That's right, no chastity belt on this one. So you can heal air units, battle cruisers, anything on here. Even an Archon. If you get an Archon down to 2 hit points, you can heal it back to 10. Maximum hit points on that thing. And this is a Marine into Reactor opening for Cure. He's got the natural ramp, so he's just saying, yeah, I can just defend with Marines, no scout. He's going for a very kind of optimized blind build order. And Showtime mixing it up with a Stargate. Good choice on torches. Torches, much like El Dorado, Golden Wall. You've got this whole right side of the map cut off by minerals. And these destructible rocks that will decay on their own unless you spread creep to them. And that right side of the map, of course, is a very common drop angle. So opening up with Phoenix, very popular on this style of map. This was also a core first adept pressure into Stargate. So applies the pressure, but doesn't find anything. Sees the 3 Marines, and the adept actually backs off. Very conservative play here for Showtime. Does go straight for a 3rd adept, and I do expect a Phoenix, guys, but yeah, no Oracle play, man. Last time I saw a European open with an Oracle in this matchup, it was 2017, and Cyril had not yet been discovered as the greatest thing since sliced bread. You know, it was a different time. These days, the Europeans, they don't believe in the Oracle. I mean, to be fair, Showtime used to love Oracle. He used to be one of the few guys. He used to open Oracle every game a few years ago, didn't he? And he stopped doing it. Hasn't found his way back to those Oracle builds since then. Not in a big way, anyway. Dep's coming forward right now. Apparently, it's not called a healing shrine. It's called a restoration field, says Twitch chat. Potato, potato. I don't think that's the same. Adept, Udept, Cyclone. Yeah, all the same. Oh, okay, proxy in the bottom left. Oh, it's charge first! Dude, Showtime's like, okay, I'm gonna take a leaf out of Hero's book. Hero's been doing a lot of Phoenix charge recently. I love Phoenix 4-gate charge. I think it's a great build order. This is 3-gate charge. And crazy that Q is even committing to this aggression, man. Q is doubling down on some wild aggression, and the shield batteries aren't quite ready. There's so few units to defend. There's no Stalkers. And that, oh man, this is actually so dicey right now. The Adept taking damage. Oh, that pylon, is it close enough? Phoenix pick up the Cyclone. They're going to take out one Cyclone. Batteries are coming in, but one of the Phoenix does go down. I think if you don't lose another Phoenix, this might be okay for Showtime. He's got to get rid of that medevac. He flies past, gets the medevac. Does lose an extra Phoenix, though. But as these 2 Stalkers warp in, he should stabilize. Only 3 probes went down. There's a pretty big commitment for Cure. He's putting a gateway on the other side of the map, and he's making charge. The problem here for Cure is when this gets defended, and he goes home and thinks he's kind of safe, that's when you're going to get hit by Zealots. 3 gateways need to go down in this main. Something Showtime's been a little slow on in this series, I do think, is throwing extra gateways down. Where did his money go? He had like 500 minerals. Oh, he's going to take a 3rd behind this. Okay, I mean, not a bad call, but he's got to be careful. Phoenix will pick up the Cyclone. Skirmishing on the map. This is still getting reinforced for Cure, and he's going to have to chill out for a moment. Showtime, I know Hero, if he opened charge here, would be warping in Zealots here and just going for a big, like, 8-gate all-in. Showtime, of course, says, went ahead, get more ahead. Third Nexus, third and fourth gas. That will set him up for a Templar Archives. I think if you go 4 gas here, Templar Archives is a pretty smooth transition. Arguably, he could try to go Colossus. Wait, there's still Vikings building. What? Oh, Kua thinks it's Phoenix Colossus. Oh no, he's doing the Clem All-In. The Clem All-In only works against Phoenix Colossus. It is where you give up everything to just make as many tanks, Vikings, and unupgraded Marines as possible, and then you surprise your opponent with a super awkward timing, and you say, I've got like 5 Vikings and 3 tanks. Colossus are useless against this. Get wrecked, nerd. It is not good against Charge Zealots. He's even bringing SCVs because he wants to mine open the back door. It's a Sapper Assault, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Sapper Assault, much like several used in the PiGFest finals against Clem. But he's actually going to go take out these rocks instead. Zealots are in his base, and this is not what you want as Kua. If Kua turns this into a win, he's a wizard. And he showed us some wizard stuff so far. There's only 4 gateways. There's only 4 gateways. Showtime doesn't... He's like, where's the army? What's going on? He doesn't have the ability to warp in that many zealots. He's going to try to recall, thinking his army can handle it. Is he correct? I don't think he has enough zealots. Dude, the Phoenix will pick up the tanks. The Stalker's trying to come forward with the Propel. There's a lot of Marines and Vikings in the mix. He doesn't have many zealots. I actually don't think Showtime can break this. Charge Tech is correct, but he doesn't have the numbers. The Marines, the unupgraded Marines are actually doing really well. Oh, and there was a bunch of zealots on the map, and a bunch of zealots he left over there. Big mistake for Showtime. He didn't recall all of his army. Big mistake for Showtime. He had the units to deal with that. If he had another 6 or 7 zealots there, completely different engagement. But he does recall back. 22 workers go down on each side. The problem is Kua still has an army here. 3 zealots going to charge it. If you get rid of the Cyclones, that's going to be big. A Viking goes down, and the zealots, you can see, whenever the numbers are relatively even, the zealots tear it up. He's still got a zealot in that natural, by the way. He's going to dice at least 1 Marine before he does go down. Viking in the main finally falls. The Stalker's going to clean this up. Showtime has 3 Nexus. He can recover economically way faster than Kua. Kua is screwed economically, but he's equal in workers right now, and he's got Stim almost done. So if he just gears up and does another, like, weird attack with, like, I don't know, 20 Marines and like 2 medevacs, he could be good, but oh, he's got to build his reactor. This is going to give Showtime a bit of time. Good call. I think that's the right call. Cancel the reactor, make medevacs, and just go. If Kua pushes in the next minute, I think he can still kill Showtime because he knows Showtime's investment is all going to be about recovering. It's chrono probes, chrono probes, chrono probes for the next 2 minutes. And Showtime is a guy who does not feel comfortable in these low economy situations. He will naturally overprobe. This is predictable. If you know your opponent, you know Showtime. Everyone knows Showtime. He's one of the most famous players in the world. You know, he's called The Wall. You don't get a nickname like The Wall without being a really strong economic focused player. And he sees the next push coming. He's got to cut probes, and he's going to have to defend this with Archon Zealot. I like the medevacs going to the left there as the Phoenix tracked the army. That was a reactive pickup because he knew the Phoenix were tracking him. Phoenix might find it, though. Oh, no, he doesn't. Kind of like, where are you coming from? Where are you coming from? Where you go? Marine, cotton-eyed Marines dropping on the top left side. They're going to go into that third base. Probes in the open. Going to get at least a few of them. Showtime's still probing. Very dangerous to still be probing at this stage. Especially seeing that move out. But Showtime, he's going towards 8 gates. He's got a few Archons. Phoenix will shut down this medevac eventually. A few probes going to go down, but every Marine you kill is very, very useful, very valuable. Zealot's quite nice at cleaning it up. He's going to take out a few Phoenix. I don't think this is too bad for Showtime. It's just that he lacks anti-air because he has no blink, remember. So that last Marine... Oh, Showtime leaves the Marine in his main base. Zealot will warp in, guys. When a 9-foot-tall big boy alien warps in next to you, run away, lest that happen, okay? That guy just got chopped in half. SCV pull is here. Are the Archons enough? He's got a Robo on the way as well. Showtime up 17 workers. He's making a lot of Zealot Archon. I think he might be able to defend this, but the tanks giving a lot of ranged firepower, and Kua slowing things down with the bunkers. He's going to move forward for the perfect attack. Marines going up there. Zealot Archon. Great force field. Oh, a bunch of those Marines go down. Dude, he left one behind. That guy, Billy Bob the Dum-Dum, doesn't know how to move around the force field, so instead he just turns around and keeps unloading his clips into those units. Damn, that goes down. Okay, the Marine does go down. 3 bunkers on the left, creating a bit of a wall off Phoenix, cutting off the reinforce. Dude, if he could warp in Zealots and cut off the reinforce, Showtime would be good. But remember, Showtime doesn't like flanking. He hates it. He always attacks front on. I mean, imagine if a few Zealots were cutting off these Marines. It would put a lot of pressure on. Showtime doesn't need to defend this base. He can buy a lot of time because Kua is so all in with all these SCVs on the front. But he's going to go for it. Zealot Archon really good against the bunkers But is it going to be enough? I don't think so. And you can't be going halfway in and then pulling out. Oh, no. I think Kua might have him pinned because Showtime's not going around. And if you're not cutting off the reinforce, it means you have to break the front. We'll see if he can do it. Archon's coming down again, but the Marine micro is so good. If he could have force fielded the Marines in range of the Archons, he could have done it, but Showtime's going to have to tap out. That was a really good situation for Showtime, but I think it was that first recall that really cost him. Yeah, if we look at the first recall, guys, you can see there was 2 Zealots on the high ground, a Zealot there, 2 Zealots that didn't get caught in it, and then like 4 more Zealots there. Basically, there was like 8 Zealots missing from the recall. If he has like 6 or 7 more Zealots with this, he crushes it. I love looking at these guys' faces as we go into game 2, guys. Kua just kind of like, he almost looks apprehensive. Showtime as well. They both, you know, they don't wear their heart on their sleeve that much, but you can see the focus, the intensity. I think they both are playing very good, but Kua really got himself out of trouble in that game. I think Showtime was in an excellent position, but maybe panicked a little bit with the recall. Just wasn't quite tracking where Kua's army was, right? And Kua able to get across with that attack. Showtime, I think the idea to recall there was perfect, but he could have waited 10, 15 more seconds, just ran probes away. He had such a sick army. He could recall on top of that, really, I think, and be okay. It's not great getting shot while you're recalling because you are frozen for 1 second after the recall, but I think that if you had 6, 7 more Zealots there, it's a totally different game, man. Double gas for Kua in game 2. Showtime going to be able to reset here, hopefully, as I do think he could have won the first series as well. I've always said if you could take Showtime's first 6 minutes of the game and give that over to, like, you know, a different player sometimes. I don't know. I feel like if Hero always had Showtime's early game, he'd almost never lose. Showtime's early game is so good, but because he's so defensively minded, he has a lot less vision than a lot of other players, Showtime. Even though he scouts a lot, he's not active with his army the way other players are, where other players are hunting for fights. They kind of bully their opponent into a corner. And because of that, they get away with a lot more things. Showtime never has the privilege of being a hyper-aggressive player. So what I mean by basically as an aggressive player's privilege is your opponent's always a bit scared of what you're going to do next. No one's ever scared of what Showtime's going to do next because he's so logical and therefore somewhat predictable, right? He's never going to, like, when you're playing against Hero, everyone says, man, I hate playing against Hero. I never know what he's going to do next. Whereas Showtime falls into the realm of players who prioritize efficiency over surprise, way tighter on a lot of his basics, but sometimes that hole in the vision means, oh gosh, where did his army come from? Oh man, and he's kind of, you know, got a bit less time to react in those high pressure moments, and that's where you can see things like that last game happen. Happens to everyone, of course. It's just interesting because Showtime is so good at getting himself ahead in the early game. Like, better than almost any other Protoss player. And there's a reason why Maru has basically shown us 50 different specialist all-ins, specifically to deal with Showtime. When Maru was best TvP player in the world, he was always the best at taking down Showtime because he'd bring in these very tricky timing attacks. And they were always really nice at upsetting Showtime. Felt like if Showtime was on a barcode and you didn't know you were playing him on the ladder, he'd always be like, oh gosh, I'm so far behind. But, you know, you hit 5 or 6 minutes and it dawns on you, this guy's just got, he's been safe against 90% of all things that could have happened while building an insane economy and upgrades, and now I'm in a really, really hard spot. But because people know they're playing against him, they adapt a lot. And they play very differently against Showtime to against other players. Speaking of which, second barracks before Starport, Kua. Wow. Now Kua, of course, he scouted earlier. His Reaper's now dancing around. He's got a Cyclone going forwards. Tank comes in. I imagine we're going to see a third barracks as well. The question is, does he commit to a giant push before building any sort of medevacs? He might. I don't think that grenade bounces you. Oh, no, it is perfectly placed. He actually sees the Twilight Council there. Does lose the Reaper, but he's happy to confirm that it is indeed a Twilight opening, and therefore most likely Blink. Cyclone there. Could do a little lock on, pulled back a little bit. The Depth's going to try to shade out. Second Gateway Robo on the way. Third Gas. Very stable play for him. Problem with this build for Showtime, guys, is he doesn't have any scouting. Right? Until the Observer comes out, like this Observer is going to be his first warning of the 3 barracks. That's going to pop at 4:30. It's going to take a minute to get across the map. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but basically, we're going to be close to 5.5 minutes by the time he realizes it's a 3 barracks tank push with Marine Marauder Siege Tank. And the problem with that is that's about the time 3 Siege Tanks and a pack of Bio are probably moving out. And if they get out without the Observer seeing it, this could be kind of tragic. I think the Observer should get there just in time, but we'll see. It's going to be very narrow. And if the Cyclone sees the Observer coming in and he scans it, which I guarantee you Q is going to be keeping an eye out for, this could be game ending. Third Nexus on the way for Showtime, off of 3 gateways, Blink, Robo, Stim, and Shields, both on the way. He hasn't started Marauders just yet. I would expect Marauders to come in now. He's got 3 tanks. I think now's the move out timing, isn't it? Is he going to wait for a 4th Siege Tank? I mean, Kua could always just macro, drop an eBay, drop gases, go Starport, but right now he's very late on his 3rd and 4th gas, pumping Marines like mad. Observer sees a few Siege Tanks and some Marines. 4th gas on the way, no Colossus Bay just yet. I feel like Showtime really needs to go bunch of gateways in charge. He sees a ton of Marine tank. Okay, what's Showtime's reaction? Let's go to his camera. Starts charge. There's so many Marines, I don't think charge cuts it though. Stalkers are really good against this move out though. This push, if you can get across without the Protoss intercepting you, it feels like it's actually almost broken, but... Ooh, that tank not able to get the shot off because it was unsieging. Stalker's picking off a good number of Marines here. Oh, he went too deep there, though. Showtime loses 2 Stalkers. That was sloppy. That last Marine kill was not worth losing 2 Stalkers. Now he loses control of his position, and Kua can push either path. Showtime's not sure which one. He goes south. Will he find it? Charge is on the way, as well as 2 more gateways. I guess Showtime has to defend with charge. Doesn't really have time to get anything else up. Remember, there's no medevacs with this push, so charge can work. Anytime you bait a stim, it is so good here. And Blink, a little bit slow there. Another 2 Stalkers do go down. This is a really good catch for Kua. He's got 3 more gateways coming in. A 4th and 5th gateway now going down. I feel like maybe those gateways could have been a little bit earlier. I don't think it's over if you lose your 3rd as Showtime, but you really want to defend it. Defending that 3rd puts you in such a better position. Force fields are going to buy a few seconds, but that's about it. The tanks get so deep here. Stalkers are intercepting the potential reinforce, but they're actually going to come through the middle now. So his Stalkers aren't in the right position, and Showtime has to give up his 3rd. I love that he's building more pylons behind this. But look at this, the Observer sees the army coming. Going to try to pick off a few Marines. If he can bait stims out of the Marines, it'll be good, but Q is disciplined. Q just refuses to panic stim. Beyond would have stimmed these Marines and Marauders 3 times by now. I would have stimmed them 14 times. Q more disciplined than most Terran players out there. Sentry getting energy would be really nice. He fills up that Sentry. Force fields could be nice. 5 Siege Tanks though, dude. And he needs a lot more Zealots. I think if you can wait for more Zealots, you'll be in a good spot here as Showtime. Showtime's going to lose a Stalker there. Stim, Marine, Marauder going to do okay at dealing with it. Good hold position for now. Oh, Showtime's going for it. He is. He's going to go for it. Big Zealot warping as well. These tanks will get overrun by the Zealot Immortal. The Marine Marauder started stepping back. Can they hold? If these Marauders get hit by the Immortals, they will crumble, and that's a good hold for Showtime. Really good fight. He lost his 3rd, so he needed it, but he does get an excellent engagement, and there's no 3rd command center. What the heck? Guys, Q are overcommitted there. Q are massively overcommitted. He doesn't have a 3rd CC. He's going 5 barracks. He wants to just keep being aggressive. Showtime could drop a 3rd and a 4th Nexus and be miles ahead. I mean, to be fair, 4th Nexus probably not necessary against the 2-base all-in. Showtime doesn't know it's a 2-base all-in. Got 2 observers. Needs to send this observer up into the production to confirm what's happening. Like, the most important thing is that observer going in the main. But right now, Showtime's not thinking about that. He needs to know if there's a 3rd command center building or not. He moves north and sees that. That'll be great. But look, Q is going to scan it. He sees it. He doesn't have any energy. He's got energy. He can scan it. Maybe he doesn't see it. Well, he's moving his army around. Seems like he does. Lib's coming out. He does scan it now. Extended Thermal Lance and our first Colossus on the way for Showtime. Got a Zealot drop ready to hit that main base. He's going to find it wide open. 3rd command center is incredibly late for Kua. Showtime is still in this game. Felt like Kua's push started excellently, but maybe trying to push the natural was a bit too much. Could have gone home, waited for medevacs, kept that army alive, and then he would have had a massive army supply lead at this point. Hard to make that decision, though. It's easy for us to sit here and make the decision from the sidelines with all the information. Zealots in the main. Libs sieging here. Ooh. Oh, those Libs are very scary. The Colossus is going to help you, though. Really bullying with the Libs. Oh, Showtime getting pushed back. He's losing a gateway. And Kua can click the Robo to force him to fight. Nice move. The Stalkers will take out the Libs. The Robo goes down. Kua going full YOLO mode right now. 12 SCVs went down on his side of the map. He needs to do something. That's why he's being so aggressive. He knows he's got to get some work done. Stalkers will get some damage on the medevac, but they don't take it out. And a Robo does start rebuilding, but only one Colossus, 2 Immortals on the map. So that's going to slow down the power units of Protoss. You got a third command center. There's an argument Kua could try to rebuild SCVs. He does. He starts building SCVs here. Even has +1 armor about to kick in. He's on 5 barracks. Warp Prism up north, but the Viking will hunt it. And Showtime. Snap recall would be nice. Yeah, good recall. Only takes 1 volley beyond the shields. Gets out. He'll heal up, come back another time. Very well done. Unit slot stab's got to be interesting. A little bit in favor of Showtime, makes sense. Showtime lacking a little bit of map vision with his observers. Losing the Robo means this observer's his only one for a while. Q is going to probably scan that as well. If he does, Showtime's going to be in the dark without army. Showtime's army's scary though, even with just 1 Colossus. I feel like his army's not bad, but no upgrades. Oh, his army's not that good actually with no upgrades. Oh, 4th Nexus gets hammered. He loses an Immortal and loses the Nexus. Oh, Showtime not willing to give up ground, and I think that's a mistake. I think giving up ground is what's put him in a decent position in this game, but he's not willing to give up ground, and now he's taking big losses here. I mean, the stims will wear down Kua's forces over time, but I think that was worth it. He gets so much damage. Medevac's try to load up for a killer drop into the main. I mean, Showtime should have seen that. Stalker's ready to blink in the main, but look at that, big triple drop in there. Oh, he's going to kill his own pylon so the Colossus can move up. That's cute. That's actually a really good reaction. Does depower 2 of his own gateways, though. Stalker's going to blink back. The 2 Colossus are there. If he can get rid of the medevacs, that would be excellent. The Bio pulling away. The Stalkers can't blink into that until the Colossus are on top. He blinks backwards, and that gives Kua a free pass to pull those medevacs away. Not the cleanest blink away. Kua's going to dive the front at the same time. Widowmines get some juicy boom boom. Stalkers chase after the medevacs. They will take out one of them, but I think it doesn't matter because he's getting mauled on the front. Not to mention he's going to lose so many Stalkers to this Marine Marauder. Same time, Colossus come back to the low ground. Kua dives for it. Decisive play for Kua in this series. He is just playing such an excellent match of StarCraft, and it feels like no matter how messy it gets, Kua is stable, is calm, and does just find a way to focus on what's most important. He's still got a Marine Marauder alive in the natural, and Showtime playing good StarCraft, but he just can't quite keep up. All right, guys, Kua in the bottom left side. We've got Barracks, double gas coming in for Kua for Team Liquid. Showtime in the top left side is doing a double gas. He's going to do the early sentry opening. Showtime wants that early scouting with the hallucinations. I think it looked so good in his game 1 against Kua. Good to see him bringing it back. Oh, we're talking about Warcraft 3. You guys talking about Dark Ranger. Oh. Wait, he goes Keeper. Apparently, Loco in Warcraft 3 plays Drow Ranger and Keeper of the Grove. It just goes summoned units, man. I hope his opponents don't know how Dispel works. He's gonna have a bad time if someone figures out how Dispel makes some purge or uses some wisps or something. He's gonna have a really bad time. Warcraft 3. I should really tune into that tournament. I haven't watched any of it. Anyways, let's talk about the game at hand, shall we? As this could be Kua going out in 2nd place. It's crazy because it feels like he's in such a bad spot in the first series. Bad spot game 1. Showtime's just not quite got the finishing factor recently in this matchup. I mean, he does against most players, but not against the top 3 Terrans in the world. Top 3, 4 Terrans in the world seem to have the ability to escape all of Showtime's advantages. Like, he gets on in top position, starts to try to go for some ground and pound, and they somehow reverse it, flip him on his back, and choke him out every single time. Not every single time, but, you know, pretty frequently. I still think if Showtime can just not get shaken, that's key. I think it's all psychological at this point because, like, I think game 1 was just him not executing well enough with, like, the recall and stuff like that. So if you could just clean that up, it'd be good. But I feel like he's going to be a bit tilted with how these games have gone. Like, I would be a little annoyed if I was in his shoes. Getting good positions and letting them slip away is always the most frustrating. Kua's going to once again blink himself across the gap. He's been doing that very reliably, and he's going to see the Stalker Stargate. Oh, this does not look like calm handling of this by Showtime. Oh, I mean, that was good micro. He's only lost 1. Okay, now 2 probes. Does split 1 Stalker. I think he's got to start expecting this. Kua's using this Reaper bounce multiple times in this series now, so 3 probes. Just from a little Reaper bounce. Very well done. 2 Hellions, 2 Reapers on the natural. Stalker sentries hanging out. Trying to push it away. He goes in with another Reaper. He's going to do the exact same move again. Oh, Showtime might get tilted if this works. The sentry is going to Guardianship, but it's going to go down. Oh, no, it gets back to the battery. Good pullback. But look at this. He's in the main again. Showtime, does he pull back the weak probe? No, not in time. Another probe bites the dust. And he's gone Phoenix. So not only is the Phoenix scouted, the whole point of this build is to hide your tech. That's the whole advantage of doing the double gas, because your economy is not as good as in a normal game. But now he's lost 4 probes. That's really bad, because the economy is already a weak point with this build. Your tech's meant to be a surprise, and your opponent is already countering you. I wonder if he should have done a classic, stopped at 2 Phoenix since it was scouted, and just instantly either dropped a Robo or a Twilight and pivoted to his next step. Because it feels like Q is just going to lean into this big Marine Tank Viking push now, with a couple of Cyclones. That's going to be hard for Showtime to stop. Hellions poking in. Hellion will go down. Twitch chat's pointing out it was a double gas opening for Q. Yeah, I mean, his economy's not great, but I feel like double gas opening feels fine even against like core first, you know? I don't know, maybe it's me exaggerating it a little bit, but I feel like core first even. This is even later than a core first. This is not Nexus before core, it's not core before Nexus. It is double gas into a 1 minute 50, 1 minute 55 Nexus. It's usually a bit awkward. He's gonna go Forge Twilight again, but also fast 4 gas, so a bit of a mixed build for Showtime. Looks like it's kind of like a charge Phoenix, but very quickly into either Storm or Archons or something like this. Alien's going to poke in towards the natural. Cure. Running away with this series. We had so many fantastic games today. I was expecting a bit of like an hour-and-a-half long series here, and it could still be that. But it all comes down to Showtime. I think Q is playing very good. Showtime's had his opportunities, but he's going to have to close one out, and we'll see what he can bring out here to bring it back on Persephone. Only up 2 workers. He's also got a very delayed third, and this gives Q a confidence in just chilling at home. Once again, 5 barracks before 3rd command center. Q is leaning into the aggression. Oh, Showtime just flew right past a Liberator. I mean, I guess that's a free kill if it's out on the map. If I was Q, I'd try to loop that back through the middle. If Showtime could catch that on the way home, that would be kind of amazing. Did he notice it? I don't think he noticed it, guys. If that Liberator ends up killing a whole bunch of probes, these are like the sort of little mistakes that are starting to potentially stack up. So he's going to wait now until the Phoenix are on his side of the map. Next time the Phoenix siege up, he'll go in and siege the minerals. This is the sort of Lib that could do no damage if Showtime handles it really well. Could do a lot, and it could throw him off his game while something crucial is happening, causing him to make other mistakes. 4 more gateways. Templar Archives both on the way. It's 8 gate Zealot Phoenix. Forward gateway as well. Showtime. Does he realize there's no 3rd CC? It feels like Showtime hasn't really been checking what Q is doing. Right? Like, he's not really... I don't think he knows... Like, I think he's setting up for his own attack. I don't think he realizes this is an all-in. I think he's got to be, like, just massing Zealots. He should be cutting probes at 45, 50... Oh, sorry, not 45, but like 55... Oh, Q helps him out with that. Kills 6 probes, puts him down to 56, but he needs to not replace those. He needs to realize this army's coming. That Lib allows him to sneak across the map. Showtime doesn't seem to realize this army's here. Oh, he's looking now. Okay, maybe he does. It's an SCV pool. Archons and Zealots pretty good against SCV pools, but not as good as Colossus. Oh, he sees it. Okay, Showtime. He's now aware, but he's probing right now. He can't be probing against this. He's got to be just making army. He's on 8 gateways, 9 gateways even. Phoenix come in from behind, but they're not able to do anything. The Archons pull back. Good pullback. He needs to make a new sentry, so he has Guardian Shield. Phoenix are going to wreck the rally, and that's going to force Q to get a move on, because those Phoenix are going to ruin any Marines coming across this map, which is going to put a timer on Q. Showtime could be patient and play this one out, but he's got to build more pylons in the back of his base. Otherwise, he's going to get supply blocked very soon. He's going to go for the break. He does not want to let the bunkers get up. Phoenix coming in. They're going to pick up Marines, which I think is a really good choice. He goes for the tanks. Actually, says, let's just disable units instead. The Archons get some damage. 1 Archon falls. More Zealots come in from the right side, but the Marine ball is big enough that the Zealots are not good enough against that in small numbers. The Phoenix need to go across and cut off those reinforcements again. He's going to give up the natural, which I think is a great call, but if he loses the 3rd base mining as well, that's where things get really, really hectic. Those units in that third killing so many probes. Yes, Showtime picks up the Marines behind it. This is yet again another game where I think Showtime's scouting just hasn't been good enough. I don't think he realized he was being all in. He was building probes as the attack arrived. Showtime has had the setups he needs, but he has not had the awareness of what Kua doing, and Kua keeps on surprising him with every single move in this series. Marines focusing down the Phoenix not able to really do much at all. The Zealot Archon does come in, but the Phoenix, there's not enough of them, and Showtime blindsided yet again. Kua dominates with 3 surprise attacks in a row. Very well played, very sneaky, very, very calm under pressure, and he earns his spot through to the playoffs. Ooh, just a bit too much lacking scouting in these games for Showtime, guys. And I think Kua just kind of realized, look, we've played a long group. It's been going for a while. 5 racks seems like the simplest, easiest path of resistance right now. StarCraft is only as complicated as you make it, guys. If your opponent's making mistakes, do the simplest thing. Put the pressure on them, and if they keep crumbling, you don't need to change it up, right? You just keep applying heavy pressure. Commit to timing attacks. It's the easiest way to play TvP. If your timing attacks are working, but it's on the Protoss player to shut these down, these foreshadowed, relatively obvious timing attacks. This one, maybe? I don't know if relatively obvious, but if you shut this down once, Kua has to maybe second guess himself, get a bit more tricky, but he was just like, hey man, 5 racks a few games in a row. I think it's the right choice. StarCraft is partially about playing the perfect game. It's also about playing your opponent, playing the situation you're in. If you guys have ever watched a tournament, the old DreamHacks and things that would run till 2, 3 a.m. in the morning sometimes when the schedule runs long, no, the games that get played at 2 a.m. in a tournament are nothing like the games that get played when you've got a really clean schedule where you play the first game of the day and everyone's fresh. It's a different game. And I think here, 5 games, 6 games into the meta between these two, Kua just kind of latched onto something, realized Showtime could kind of distract him with 1 or 2 units, and Showtime wasn't cluing into the fact that there were no 3 CCs. Big congratulations, very well played. What was different in the second series from the first series between you and Showtime?
일단은 김덕 선수 승리 축하드리고요. 일단은 쇼타임 선수 상대로 일단은 한번 좀 패하신 다음에 다시 이렇게 복수를 하셨는데 이 첫 번째와 두 번째 경기가 좀 차이가 뭐가 있을까요?
제가 지금 무난하게 하면은 계속 지더라고요. 최근에 게임을 많이 해봤는데 좀 상대방에 맞춰서 초중반에 최대한 먹고 들어가거나 좀 끝내는 식으로 하는 게 게임하면서 그게 승률이 잘 나오는 것 같다고 생각이 돼서 점점 그쪽으로 경기를 풀어나가려고 했던 것 같아요.
Every time I played standard, I think my win rate was very low. So what I tried to resolve that problem was actually going aggressive as much as possible, so I could just change the dynamics entirely.
It seemed to work really well. A highlight for us viewers was the game with the Dark Templar drop that came in. That was really fun. What ran through your moment? What ran through your head at the moment when the Dark Templar drop hit your base in the first series?
일단은 아무래도 좀 하이라이트로 꼽을 만한 경기는 그 쇼타임 선수의 다크 드랍 경기였는데 그때 본진에 이제 다크가 딱 드랍이 됐을 때 좀 어떤 생각이 드셨나요?
프로토스가 반까마귀 달리는 거 생각해서 그런 플레이를 할 수 있다고 생각은 했는데 쇼타임 선수가 할 줄은 꿈에도 몰라서 처음에 당하고 너무 당황해가지고 졌다고 생각을 거의 했었는데 상대방의 병력이 은근히 없더라고요. 그래서 그때 좀 정신 차리고 싸움이라도 제대로 해보자 해가지고 좀 싸움을 걸었는데 이득을 많이 봐서 운 좋게 이길 수 있었던 것 같아요.
So I knew that people trying to snipe the fast ravens because they usually try to send the raven out for harassment. So sometimes people use that DT drops to snipe that. But I didn't really think that Showtime would pull that off because he doesn't do that much of that build. So I was really caught off guard in that sense. I didn't really know what to do at that point, but all I thought about was actually let's just nail the fights. Just that's all I can do. Let's just nail the big fights, and maybe I can win from there. And I think it worked.
It definitely did. It was really exciting to watch. Very, very fun. It was very stressful, I'm sure, to actually be playing though. So it's interesting to see the difference. Obviously, Showtime is a bit more defensive, but he does still seem to have some range to his play. I'm wondering what your thoughts are about the hallucination scout. We only saw it from Showtime maybe one game. I think it was the very first game of the first series. Hero doesn't seem to use it too much. Do you think using the Sentry hallucination is a good build, or do you think it's better to just play these other builds without it?
확실히 좀 개념적인 측면에서도 많이 연구를 하시는 것 같은데 그래서 그런지 그 태프전에서 이제 프로토스 선수들이 그 선파수기 환상 빌드를 좀 쓰는 거에 대해서 어떻게 생각하시는지 좀 궁금해요. 사실 쇼타임 선수도 한 번밖에 좀 쓰지도 않긴 했지만 사실 김준호 선수 같이 이런 또 탑급 선수들이 그렇게 또 많이 쓰는 또 스타일도 아니거든요. 그래서 그 빌드에 대해서 좀 어떻게 생각하시는지 궁금하네요.
저도 최근에 계속 많이 당하고 있는데 마인드랍은 일단 무서워서 못 하겠더라고요. 선파수기 하면 불사조 있을 것 같아서. 그래서 정면 압박하는 식으로 해병이랑 뭐 사이클론이랑 이렇게 압박하는 식으로 하거나 아니면은 마린 사이클론 드랍하거나 이런 식으로 하게 되는 것 같아요.
So yeah, I've been noticing that people use that build more often, and it's kind of intimidating because if you have to face against uh, the sentry first, then usually I can't use the mine drops because they might pull off the phoenixes. So what I try to pull off is maybe if he goes sentry first, then I'll just try to push up and try to more get a more early fights and try to push him and try to be aggressive as much as possible.
Yeah, get in the opponent's face because you can't surprise them with the air harass as much. Okay, fantastic. That's so insightful. Well, fantastic. This is great. Thank you so much for answering the questions. Let's ask about the bracket now. You do get second place, which means you will be facing Zaun in the first round. How do you feel about your matchup against Zaun?
이제 대진표에 대한 얘기를 해볼게요. 이제 일단 하위 라운드에 진출을 하셨고 마침 또 상대가 또 토스인 박한선 선수인데 앞으로의 매치업을 좀 어떻게 기대를 하시나요?
토스전이 사실 최근에 개인적으로는 너무 힘들어서 피하고 싶은데 피할 수 없는 것 같아요. 토스는 워낙 선수가 많아서 이번에도 최대한 파이법을 찾아서 좀 들고 나와야 이길 수 있지 않을까 싶습니다.
Yeah, I mean, it's a TvP is really hard, but there are a lot of Protoss players in the bracket, so I'll have to face that, and that's the wall I have to overcome. That's the wall I have to climb eventually. So yeah, I'll have to prepare a lot for that.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to casting your games there. Big congrats on progressing, Cure. And thank you so much for the interview. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
All right, have a good night. We'll see you in the playoffs.